In this lesson, we're going to take a look at Finder windows. Finder windows are the method by which you navigate files and folders on your hard drive and move and copy files when you need to. So we're going to begin this lesson from the desktop, and I'm in the Finder, as you can see. And I'm going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to choose New Finder Window. And this is going to display a new window that is showing me a variety of different things. By default, it's viewing my home folder, which we'll discuss in more detail a little bit later on. But it's also, in this particular case, displaying all the files that are in my home folder. Now, so that we're all looking at the same thing, what I'd like you to do is click on the Applications entry. And this section on the left side of the Finder window is what's called the sidebar. And the sidebar contains commonly used areas that you might need to access when working inside of Snow Leopard. Now, once we clicked on the application icon in the sidebar, you can see that it's displaying all of the icons that are inside of the applications folder. Now, any of these Finder windows we can resize by clicking on the lower right corner of the window and dragging, and that allows us to change the size of this window to any size that we want. And then if we click on the toolbar at the top of the Finder window, we can move it around and reposition it on our screen. Now, when we're looking at the files in our applications folder, we can change the different ways that we can view these files. So up here in my toolbar, I have 4 different methods by which I can view these files. So let's click on the first icon to change the view to Icon View. Now, new in Snow Leopard is the ability to control the size of these icons when viewing files in the icon view. If you go to the lower right-hand corner of the Finder window, you can click on this slider and drag to the right, as well as to the left, to change the size of these icons. So you have ultimate control over how large these icons will appear when you're looking at them inside of the Finder window. If we click on the second icon, it will change to List View. Now, List View is very unique in that it displays each file, as well as additional information such as when the file was last modified, the size of the file, and the kind of file it is, which most of these, of course, are applications, since we are certainly in the applications folder. In addition, in the List View, what makes this type of view nice is that I can sort my files by name. So currently these files, because this is highlighted in blue, these files are being organized by name. They're being sorted by name. Now, if I click on this menu again, it will change the view to sort it in a descending order. So you'll notice now it's going from Z all the way down to A. So we can, of course, control how they're being sorted. So I'm going to click that again to sort it in ascending order. And then, of course, I can sort it by date modified. Again, most recent to oldest. Then click it again, and it will do oldest to newest down at the bottom. And I can continue doing that to sort it by size as well as by kind, which isn't very useful in this particular view. So I'm going to click on Name again and make sure I'm sorting in the ascending order. And then let's go ahead and change to a different view. The third icon is going to be Column View. Column View is basically a way that I can organize my files and look at them in different ways. So if you scroll down by dragging the scroll bar, if I scroll down and click on the Utilities folder, you can see how View works. It is now showing me the files inside of the Utilities folder. So column view is a very useful way to view the organization of files on your computer. In addition, in column view, if you have files that have a long file name, you can click on the divider here and drag to change the width of the column. So you can control that very easily as well. Finally, we have cover flow. And if I click on that icon, it will change to the cover flow view. Now once again, I'm currently looking at the Utilities folder. So let's go back to the Applications folder by clicking on the Applications icon in the sidebar. And now you can see the icons that are being viewed here. So if I drag this scroll bar to the right, you can see how it changes up at the top here to show me the icon in a larger view, as highlighting the item in this window down here at the bottom. I can also use the left and right arrow keys on my keyboard to toggle through the different views in cover flow. Let's go ahead and change back to column view, and now we're looking at our files in the Applications folder again. What I can also do in the Finder window is I can quickly access files that I'm looking for. So for instance, if I go to the search field, I can type dictionary. And by default, it's searching my entire computer, but if I come over here and click on Applications, it will only search files inside of the Applications folder. So just a couple of easy ways that we can find the files that we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on that Applications icon again to show all the files in the Applications folder. And in addition, I can also control a couple other things about this Finder window. Over here, I have left and right arrows which allow me to navigate backwards and forwards in what I have viewed. If I click the back button, I can see what I was previously viewing in this Finder window. If I click the forward arrow button, I can go forward in my view order. So I think of these as kind of web browser buttons where I can go backward and forward in the order that I was viewing files. And then moving forward, I can go forward as far as how I was viewing these files. In addition, in the far upper right hand corner, I have a button that allows me to hide the sidebar or show the sidebar, depending on what you're trying to do. In addition, in the upper left hand corner, I have 3 buttons that allow me to control how this Finder window is displayed. The red button will simply close this window. So the window is now closed and I no longer have that available. I'm just going to go to the File menu and choose New Finder Window again. The second button, the yellow button, is the Minimize button. If I click on that, it is going to minimize that Finder window to my dock. So if I look over here on the right hand side, you can see that this folder is now minimized to a small icon. So if I click on that icon, now my Finder window is restored exactly where it was. And then finally, we have the Zoom button. And by clicking that, that takes me to a smaller Finder window size. And then by clicking on it again, it takes me back to the size that I was just looking at. Finally, one trick you can use to view your current folder structure is to hold down the Command key on your keyboard and click on the title of the window at the top of the Finder window. So if I click on that, you can see the current path to the file that I'm looking at. And that's all there is to